What's up, guys? Welcome back to Wishlist Wednesdays. All right, guys. Now, on today's video, we have two more plants for you. Now, if you're new here, what I normally do on my Wishlist Wednesdays, you guys, I have a list of plants that, of course, I'm hoping and wishing to get, which is why they're on the wish list. I choose two plants each week to try to go over, the aspects, basically grow tips, the growing conditions for them, if and when I can get them, how much they cost, things like that. And then also, I try and give a range basically on when I'm able to get these plants, and some of these, yeah, just like the one that I'm going to mention today, not happening no time soon. So, let's go ahead and get started, you guys. On the first one I have, you guys, is a Scindapsus. Now, we all know how wonderful the Scindapsus are, how thick the leaves are. The patterns of these plants, just spectacular, especially like the Silver Ann, or even, oh, excuse me, or even the Exotica. Now, the Exotica we love because of the silvery pattern, and then also how big and extravagant the leaves are. Now, I have one myself. I love that plant to death. Now, I've seen them a few times, the regular Zydeco. I've seen them a few times in like Ace, my hardware store, um, in the area a few times. And I always say I want to grab another one because I do want a few pots of those. They're nice. And then I also want some more pots of the Tribute Moonlight. Way off again, guys. But the first plant is a Scindapsus, you guys. It is the Scindapsus. Here we go. Jade. Ha. Yeah, the Scindapsus. Jade satin variegated, however you want to pronounce that. Um, of course, you guys will be putting pictures here. Now, the pictures that I seen, and then some of the videos that I seen of some of these people who didn't speak English, but you can tell by like the pointing and the direction that they're going, what they was talking about. But these plants, you guys, are just, oh my, just a full pot of these with just the thickness of these leaves. Um, I love them. They kind of remind me of what is this plant? Oh God, I'm having a brain fart. I'm seeking to add a picture once I do the editing, but yeah, but anyway, the leaves are thick, like I was saying before, and I actually love the texture of the leaves. They're kind of like a kind of a I don't say a handbag kind of texture, but that's kind of a little bit tougher, but something a low quality handbag. How about that for a plant? So um just by looking at these pictures, you guys, I personally can tell you that you probably want one now. If I haven't seen anyone with these, so if you know or haven't seen one of these or already seen one of these, I'm pretty sure you want one of these, just like I want one of these. And I can tell you guys that with any Scindapsus at this point, you would treat them all the same. Now, um, depending on I say depending on where they were grown. So if they're grown in bright, direct light and they're growing just fine, then of course putting them in a low light situation is just not going to happen. You're going to be one upset buddy. But these are variegated plants, so of course they will need that high, bright, and are definitely in direct sunlight in order for them to thrive. This plant is almost, I would say, a near, um, depending on the actual light intensity. These leaves, of course, you've seen them. They get um, a dark green color. Some are like almost, I'm gonna say nearly, not black, but they're very dark. And again, it's depending on your actual sunlight that you're getting. Now, if the plant is minimum variegated, then I'm pretty sure your plant will give you that nearly dark look that I definitely would like. But if not, then of course you just get that regular, um, a little darker than pea green, but a little lighter than forest green, maybe up in that area. Of course, with that variegation. Now, with me personally, as I said before, I would treat this Scindapsus exactly just like how I treat my other one. My other Scindapsus is getting bright, very bright, almost partial. So almost partial indirect. There it is, partial indirect sunlight, and this is the sunlight from the south facing. All this back here is south facing, you guys, and when the sun finally peaks about um I'll say between 1:30 ish, 2 o'clock, then it starts to heat up back there, and then they start to get hit with that direct south facing sunlight, and they get about no more than 3 hours. And the longer I stay here, the shorter that period is, because there are trees that I have been watching like literally grow. Those are ones like you see like little shrubs or whatever, but they just been growing in the midst between of the, I want to say, communities, but the neighborhood, and it's separate, guys. But anyway, they've been growing and it's been cutting off light. So I'm only getting now this year probably 2, 3 hours, 3.5 hours max of sunlight in the back. So they're not getting hit pretty hard, but with 80, 90 degree index out there, they get hit kind of hard. So I have to keep an eye on that. And then also I'm planning on getting I think it's called a sheath or whatever the thing is called, to go across the actual screen, because the screen is actually giving um some shade, but definitely not the shade that you need. So I'm going to get something to cover that up. But yeah, you're gonna treat this one the same. I would give it that bright indirect sunlight, of course, to keep that variegation going. One thing about this plant, with any of your pricey plants, you guys, you definitely don't want to lose the variegation on them at any cost, because you're playing for variegation, and if not, then I don't want to say it's a regular jade satin at that point, because even in the green part of that jade, there's DNA embedded somewhere, that eventually will start over again. And that's why some people, you will see them cut it back, and wherever that gene pool for the variegation cutback is, that's when it starts and goes from there. But and even from that green, you can plant it, and eventually it'll start shooting off variegation. Now, it probably won't do it the first 3 or 10 leaves, but here comes 11 leaf, and here on out you got crazy variegation. So sometimes just depend on how strong the DNA is, and then how mature the plant is, and then how mature the plant is for the DNA to start to kick in. It's just, even though DNA is already kicked in, but you get what I'm saying. But yeah, now price wise, as you can see, I've said expensive a lot. This this plant is, we're talking high triple digits here. There's no way that I would spend, no way. Even if I had the money, I would literally fly to, like, I guess Indonesia or wherever I can find a full plant and purchase it there, and then just fly it back. There's no way I'm gonna pay close to 4,000 for like the pictures that you're seeing. Is not 4,000. I'm sorry, 4 zeros, and there's like up to 1,000 maybe. Nothing. I don't. I don't think I've seen anything more than that. Even though I can tell you I was not looking, but from what I've seen, these things are very expensive, and there's no way that I'm not for cutting. There's, even if I knew, like I just said, I would fly and go and get it and come back. This is not happening. So, yeah, guys, this Scindapsus, well, Jade Scindapsus. variegata, satin, jade, satin, Scindapsus, jade, satin, variegata. Is on my wish list, and of course, she's gonna be there for a long time. And I can tell you now, even with, like I said, spending money for that is not happening. So yeah, it's gonna be a very long time before we can actually get this here plant in our collection, unless it's like from a trade. And again, I still have yet to see anyone with that kind of plant. But yeah, I'm just imagining now just a full pot of those. This would be awesome, guys. But yeah, guys, check that. Check the go to Google and check this plant here out. If these pictures are not doing you any justice, I did try to find some of the ones that I actually like, and then the actual how strong the DNA is. And I do like to find some that have not as much DNA, kind of like a Monstera stanleyana variegata, how some of them have like the speckled, not so dramatic, but you know, you do have some leaves that are just dramatic, but for the most part, it's kind of speckled out, striped, polka dotted, whatever, splashy. So I do love those as well. But yeah, guys, check that plant out. Now let's move on to the second plant. Oh my God, cash. Oh my goodness, guys. Oh, okay. Yep. I have a mess to clean up. Somebody decided to knock over a pot of dirt, which is technically not his fault. So, yeah. All right. So the next plant, you guys, that I have on my list. Now, this plant here is the philodendron. This philodendron reminds me of my large philodendron that I currently, you guys, used to sit back here. You probably have seen it. Is my split fingers, or philodendrons, the tree philodendron. It goes by a lot of names. I don't know, but yeah, it reminds me of that. But the only difference that I love about this plant compared to the other one, even though they kind of give me the same leaf shape. If you don't know by now, guys, you shouldn't. I'll let you know now that even though some of these plants that I do have in my collection or that I do mention, even though I want them just because I want them, but usually if you notice or if you've seen my collection, I try to get plants that are not the same, even including the leaf shape, just like the whole philodendron pedatum, Florida Beauty, Ghost, Queen, King, you know, all the t- technically you only need two, but I can understand, you know, being a plant enthusiast, how like Pokemon, you got to catch them all, you know. So I understand that, but with me personally, I can't see myself having all the same um plant when I really don't need to unless I have to. But see, I kind of you know, I throw that up in the air. I'm all off. Oh God, let's finish this real quick. I throw that up in the air because I do want to get all the collection of the Monstera, like the Albo, the Thai Constellation. I already have the Barsigiana. And there's like another form of variegated, which is like the mint kind of Albo. It's just, yeah, I want those, of course, but um yeah, I can see that. But when you have some, it's just, I don't know. But usually, again, I go for different leaf shapes. So like, um, have you seen that one? Yo, yep, you haven't seen that one yet, so I can't mention it. You might see it. Oh, God. Back on subject, you guys. So this plant is the philodendron Mayoe. I'm gonna just put the name up top. You guys not even finna. I think it's Mayoe. May. Why do I do this to myself? Okay, we're gonna, yeah, and of course I'm gonna put pictures up here. Now, once these things start off, they literally start off just like your split fingers or just like your philodendron autumn, which I'm still trying to get, you guys. I've yet to find that again at my local box stores. Every time I do this, I say, get it, Pete, get it. And then it's time to go back and get it. It's gone. And I don't see it no more. It was my fault. Whatever. Just stay on topic. But it reminds me of those when they're starting off. As you can see by some of the pictures up here, I'm not sure which order they're going to be in, but Um, they are resembling exactly as the split fingers to me, except for they don't grow in the tree form. Now, of course, the philodendron split fingers have actual trunk that they grow up in like a tree, which is why they call it the philodendron tree. Now, this here philodendron mayonnaise, it grows leaf wise, stem wise, kind of just like my philodendron split leaf, split fingers. Have I been calling it a split leaf? I hope not, but yeah, philodendron split fingers, and it grows on a vine. So this is a vining kind of situation here. Now, of course, I love my vining plants because I'm able to, of course, deal with my famous moss planks here. You guys probably don't know. Yeah, you probably can see it. Update coming soon. That is my Monstera. Right for the four tetrasperma. I had to no, but yeah, I love to work with my moss planks that I do. So having this vining plant in my collection will be all just. Now these are very affordable. I just jumped the gun there, but these are very affordable. So I can see myself getting one of these very soon. I've came like really close to getting one, but I found myself getting something else. I don't say better, but something else that I wanted that I seen myself getting before I got that one in. Yeah. These as I said before, it reminds me of my split fingers, but it grows in a vining form. And for me personally, that is a drastic change. Not really into shape, but even though as both of those get older, those fingers or splits get a lot more dramatic, and that is what I'm most definitely looking for, especially with that philodendron mayonnaise. Now, if and when I do get this plant here in my collection, it will be treated just like any other one. There is one that I really want to mention that I can't mention that you probably won't see. You will see in the hall, but um, yeah, I really want to mention that, but I can't. But yes, it will be treated just like the rest of them. I will get a nice pole for it, depending on the length, the growth, and work my way up that. And of course, should be my famous moss planks that I love to use. You guys go check that out. I do have a video for that as well. They work wonders, much better than a moss pole. Guys, use your planks, but make sure they're cedar so they don't decompose as quick. But you know, if you would like to use something that decomposes, it's up to you, to each his own. But yeah, I would love to use cedar with mine so I don't have to go back and switch nothing out within probably 2 years, maybe or less, dealing with environment situations and also watering. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, should be treated the same way. And I would just love, oh my goodness, just having one um growing, and then of course I have my second one for cuts, propagations, and sale, and then of course I might get an extra cutting, which I normally do, and then probably place it down inside the pot with my philodendron split leaf, put a little trellis behind it, and either let it grow up or let it trail down, which probably let it trail down since the tree was going to grow up and it's going to do a lot of blocking. So I probably need something to fill. Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. This is like any other philodendron, you guys. It loves the bright indirect light. Now, you don't want to put these in bright light because you will burn the leaves, and of course, that will turn the color on your leaves, damage the leaves, and sometimes even destroy the leaf completely. And if that leaf sometimes get wet when it's already damaged, then it starts to mold and different things like that in the aspect. And you don't want that on your plants at all because things like mold spread, especially when it's some type like a fungus. It's, oh, I hate those things. It makes me itch thinking about it. But I'm trying to keep them out of that direct sunlight. Anything indirect and bright, the honestly the brighter the better, but stay out of the direct sunlight. So if you get something that's almost bright as almost as bright as the direct sunlight, go that route because you can control the air environment compared to outside, and then also with the bright light coming in. Um, your plants will not fuss at all. It's indirect, it's bright, and of course you're giving them attention with the air needs in that situation. Um, But high humidity, of course, just activate your area roots, give them something to dig down in, extra moisture, nutrients, and things like that. And then also with the area roots, you guys, for me personally, insurance. This plant here, any philodendron, almost every plant gives you that insurance. But with philodendrons, much quicker. Like your epipenemum, pothos, most of your vining plants, most of those are all in very quick insurance, or I would say noticeable. What is the word I'm looking for? Let's just say very noticeable nodes that you can propagate from, compared to like a crouton, or what I call them, crotons. You can, of course, propagate those, but it's a lot easier cutting a philodendron, sticking it in the water, or sticking it straight in the soil and getting it to root a lot quicker than a wooded plant, if you get what I'm saying. Or even, yeah, it's the wooded plant. So yeah, this plant here again, as I said earlier, not expensive at all. I mean, it runs pretty penny if you're looking for a nice plant. Now, I would take this as a cutting or from a gift, does not matter. But I do prefer cuttings because I can work with those better. They grow up in my environment and I have a better chance, better rate of keeping that plant alive compared to something new that's already rooted and adapted to someone else's environment. Then I have to come here and, yeah, and go from there. So, and then it's typically, I don't say typically, I lose maybe max 4 leaves off the plant. Now, if it's something, a bigger specimen, then it's like 4 leaves. Anything small is like one, maybe 1.5 leaf. And I say half because that leaf, once that half catches on, um, your plant is already growing at that point. So that half leaf stays there until 4 or 5 leaves later, and then it's like, okay, whatever, and it falls off. So yeah, I'm going to get my hands on this plant, you guys. Check the pictures out. I'm pretty sure most of you guys have heard of this. Most of you guys have seen this. Most of you guys have this plant already. Most of you guys are like me and wanting one. Yeah, and we're going to do that, you guys. Like I said before, it's not expensive. Go check it out, you guys. Maybe you can beat me to a deal and find one way cheaper, or cutting, or starter plant, whatever the case may be. You guys, you have to stay on it. Stay on those deals if you want something nice. Some people go and just feeling good some days and just be like, well, hey, I can sell this for like $40 way cheaper than everybody else's, that are just trying to bust somebody's head open. Spending $800 on a node is, ugh. But our friends at Costa Farm are just, they're fixing all these issues. So it's just a waiting game now. So if you don't want to wait, you guys, then of course you have to spend the big money. And at this point, for me, it's just like the waiting game. I will just not spend $800,000 on a 2 node cutting, even though sometimes you just want to. It's not happening. There's no way. And then I'm pretty sure it takes even longer for that plant to grow. We'll figure it out though, guys. But yeah, go check that plant out. Again, I put the names up there: philodendron, mayonnaise. But yeah, guys, that is it here for today's video. Please do me a favor, hit that like button if you enjoyed. Also, comment down below. Let me know if you have any of these in your collection, if you've seen any of these, or if you're like me and just wanting some of these. And then also, you guys, as always, it's good to hear from you down below. Also, you guys, make sure you hit that notification bell. This bell will keep you notified and let you know what's going on with Planting with Pete. Also, if you're not subscribed, you guys, make sure you are subscribed. That bell should be gray and not red. And I will see you guys next week, same time, another video. Bye.